Alright, guys, we are back. Datamines are still coming in, actually. We aren't done getting datamines yet, and the most important thing, the stats and the boons and banes for the new units aren't here. In particular, it matters for Vaida, because she's going to be, of course, the new GHB. We want to see what her stats are going to be. But as we wait for that stuff to come out, we'll just go ahead and take a look at everything else, because there is a lot to go through. So why don't we start things off with the artwork for Balder and Hoder. So these are the two brand new OCs that we're getting in Book 9. So this is this is Balder's neutral artwork. Her sword literally just looks like Ryuko Matoi's sword from Kill la Kill. So, I mean, there's been so many jokes about what anime these characters are from, but it certainly ain't Faye. Let's put it like that. Alright, there's the attacking artwork. Pretty good. Lots of boobies showing. Alright, then we got the special attack. I like the effect there behind her with the, like, pixelated circle of fire. She did that as well in the trailer in the Faye channel, where she makes, like, pixel attack come out, which looks pretty cool. Alright, then we got her injured artwork there. Okay. Okay, so next up we have Hoder. Now, Hoder is, like, the gun girl. She's got this giant sniper rifle. Who knows what she's doing with that. But guns officially a thing in Fire Emblem if you didn't want to accept Breedablick as a gun. Okay, she is literally about to shoot somebody. Okay, sure. Alright, that again, this is like very Genshin Impact Kill la Kill theme style here with this artwork. Alright, then we got the special attack there. Again, pixelated effect, which actually looks pretty interesting. I do like the pixelated effect of the specials on this banner, or of this book. Alright, then there we go, finally, with her injured art. She is very stacked. Wow. This is a very curvy woman. Okay, so, actually, you know, I think Hoder and Balder were both males as well in Norse mythology. But why not? Let's just make them waifus, because what does Faye do best other than just sell us waifus? Okay, so we've gotten the artwork out of the way. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the artwork for the banner units. So we have Rune over here. Baby boy Rune with his little book bag. Dude is literally on his way to kindergarten. Okay, so here's the special attack. I don't know why. Like, this is so weird to me. They have to show his feet. Really? Like, they go out of their way for his boots to fall off. Just to show his feet. Okay. Okay, sure. Alright, so there's the special attack. Magic coming out of his book. Alright, there is this is the regular attack. This one's the special attack. And then finally, we got the injured artwork. Now he's holding his boot. You think if he has time to hold on to his boot, he could just put it back on, right? But no, they gotta show the bare feet of the little boy character for some reason. I don't understand, but okay. Alright, so moving on, we've got Hector cosplaying as Eliwood, which, this is actually pretty cool. Alright, there is the attacking artwork from Hector. Then we got the special attack, very nice effect there. Does this mean we're gonna get an Eliwood with Armads at some point? That'd be pretty interesting. Like an armor-type Eliwood with Armads. Okay, and there is the injured artwork. Easily the best artwork on the whole banner, in my opinion. Hector looks like a very good unit, by the way, so that's very awesome. Alright, next up we have Uther, a character that I never thought we were going to be getting in the game. Similar to Altina, like, I would have loved to get him, but I just never thought it would happen. And here he is. Uther, added to the game, like, before we get Old Man Hector. So, this is pretty cool. Problem, though, is that Uther is not very good. That's an awesome artwork, man. Look at that. Awesome effect there with that axe. And, of course, he's wearing the same outfit that Brave Hector wears, which is originally Uther's outfit. Alright, so there we go. Very good artwork. It's just very unfortunate that he doesn't have a preference weapon, and his passive skills as a demote aren't too great. So maybe his stat line will be pretty good, and we can use him as a merge project. We'll see. Alright, then we've got Oswin, who's going to be another armored demote. We're getting a lot of armored demotes lately. Again, this guy doesn't have a preference weapon, so they're probably not going to score as high as Marnie. But they're going to score the bin. They're going to be in the same BST bin, I would imagine, which is 210. So as long as they can do that, they could certainly be viable arena option units. All right, there's the attack from Oswin. Special attack looking pretty good. And then finally, the injured artwork from him. Okay. Okay, so Layla up next. Apparently, this is a controversial choice. I thought people liked Layla. I thought they were happy that she got a bunch of alts. Because she's really not that relevant in FE7. She goes on one mission and dies. And we never get to play as her. So her relevance is probably not that much better than Uther's. And yet she's got 3 alts in the game. So, I don't know. I'm personally happy with Layla getting another alt. I don't see a problem with it. Alright, there is the attacking artwork. Her dagger looks very red. That is a blood red dagger if I've ever seen one. Alright, this could be a little better, this special attack art. I would like the effect to be a little better. Okay, and then we have the injured artwork from Layla. Okay, then we have Vaida, who's going to be our GHB, a very long-awaited GHB. This is one of the most memorable enemy characters of all time. Because on FE7, when you fight her on... Which map is it? Is it Chapter 23, I want to say? Or like 24? When you fight her there, she has the Uber Spear, which you can actually steal with the Mind Glitch and use it on the final boss. And it's actually stronger than Durandal against the final boss Fire Dragon. So the Uber Spear is pretty epic. And it seems like she does have a preference weapon here. Okay, here is her attacking artwork. Okay, then we got the special attack looking pretty good. Okay, and then finally the injured artwork from our girl Vaida. Okay, so now we can go ahead and take a look at the weapons for, or the skills for these characters. So Oswin looks like he's got a BST of 205, but they're not telling us his stat line. Campaign Lance, he's got Pavis, he's got Sturdy Stance 2, and then he's got Odd Follow-Up 3. Odd Follow-Up is Garbo, at least until we get Odd Follow-Up 4. But even then, it's hard to tell what they're going to do with that. Okay, so Campaign Lance has 14 might. And it's at the start of combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, grants attack and defense up 5 to unit during combat. Inflicts attack and defense -5 on the foe during combat, where X is 25% of unit's HP at the start of combat with a max of 10. And recovers 10 HP after combat. Okay, that's dog water. That is not good at all. Okay, hopefully Vaida is better. Oh, she has a spear. It's literally called Spear, which is good because, I mean, that's what the Uber Spear is called. It's called Spear. So, I'm calling it right now. She has the Uber Spear. I don't care what kind of semantics anyone wants to do. She has a spear. It's the Uber Spear. Okay, Dragon Fang, Wyvern Flight 3, Attack and Defense Rain 3. Pretty solid for a GHB, honestly. Wyvern Flight will definitely take that. It's the prerequisite for Wyvern Rift, which is very good. Okay, oh, also her BST is 194, which, with a preference weapon, that's fine, because she'll be in the 195 bin. Yeah, so she'll score, actually, I think she scores as high as Fallen Lloyd, if that's the case. As a flying melee type, that's pretty good. To score in the same bin as him, yeah, that's pretty solid. Okay, so Spear, aka the Uber Spear, grants attack up 3. Unit can counterattack regardless of range, distant counter, very good. At start of turn, if unit's HP is over 25%, grants the following effects to unit and allies in 2 spaces of unit for 1 turn. Attack and defense up 6, neutralize effective against flying, and neutralize foes' bonuses during combat. Wow, it's literally the Uber Spear. Yeah, the Uber Spear had Io's shield on it, I think. So, yeah, wow, they didn't hold back. They really gave her the goods. At the start of combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, grants a bonus to attack speed and defense and res equal to the number of foes in 3 rows or 3 columns centered on unit times 3 plus 5 with a max of 14. Deals damage equal to 10% of unit's attack, excluding on AoEs. And reduce damage from foes' attacks by 10% of unit's attack, excluding on AoEs. Wow. It's actually better than the Uber Spear. Now, I mean, of course, the Uber Spear is legendary because in mainline Fire Emblem, it's insanely overpowered. But in freaking Fae, where everything is like this level, it's just like your everyday weapon. So it's not very eventful getting the Uber Spear. But yeah, they actually gave it to her. This is like legitimately the Uber Spear, but better. So we could not have possibly asked for a better Vaida release. This is as good as it gets. So I'm very happy with her. She seems pretty good. Like I said, her scoring is pretty good for a flying melee type. Like, that's as good as Fallen Lloyd is going to be. And then her weapon is pretty solid, seemingly. You're going to be able to give her good stuff like Wyvern Rift and so on and so forth. Maybe a Mastery. What was that one? Attack and Speed Mastery, the one that gives you Kanto 2. That could be an option, or maybe we'll get better stuff in the future for these flying melee types. So we'll see. Okay, there we go for that. Okay, then we also have Hoder's weapon, because she's going to be on the map as a villain that we fight. So we can take a look. Alright, so Dusk Shadow God Hoder. Dusk Rifle. I love that we actually have guns in Fae now, for real. She's a flying blue bow type, and then her stat line is right here. So 42 HP, 67 attack, 35 speed, 23 defense, and 54 res. So she seems built similar to, I guess, like a Lilina unit, where she's got a ton of attack and res, and then speed is okay, and then defense is a throwaway. Okay, so 14 might, 2 range, effective against flying, -1 special trigger. At start of player phase or enemy phase, grants the following effects to unit and allies in 2 spaces a unit for 1 turn. Res up 6, bonus doubler, and reduce percentage of foes' non-special DR by half. Okay, so you can activate that on the enemy phase in Aether Raids. Like, if you had her on a defense team, you could give your allies bonus doubler at the start of the enemy turn 1, which is pretty cool. Okay, also, after start of turn effects trigger on the enemy phase, for unit and allies in 2 spaces a unit, converts penalties into bonuses, and neutralize 2 penalty effects. Oh, wow. Doesn't apply to penalty effects that are applied at the same time. Neutralize the first applicable penalty effect on units list of active effects. So I believe this is the same thing as Attune Micaiah and also the Ninja Saline. So she has penalty cleansing, which is good. Alright, then also, if unit initiates combat or is in 2 spaces of an ally, grants bonus to all stats, equal to the number of allies in 3 rows or 3 columns centered on unit times 3 plus 5, with a max of 14. Deals damage equal to 20% of res, excluding on AoEs. It makes a guaranteed follow-up, and grants special cooldown count -1 to unit before first attack during combat. Okay, so we're pre-charging right into curved shot, basically, with that. Yeah, seems okay. Obviously, there's a lot of the kit missing, because we don't know what her preference passive is going to be, or preference special or assist, whenever they decide to release her. But so far, looking pretty good for Hoder. This seems like a good weapon. Okay, so we have that. Okay, we also have this. These are going to be the inheritance restrictions for the new passives. So Pulse Up Ploy is for infantry only. This looks like a really good skill, honestly. It's basically times Pulse 4 combined with a gold border ploy, which is pretty wild. Like, that's the level of passive we're getting right now, is 2 level 4 skills combined. Pretty nuts, right? But it's only for infantry, which I guess that makes sense, though, because times Pulse 4 is only for infantry. Okay, then we have Wily Fighter 4, which is basically on the same level as Slick Fighter 4, so this is definitely going to be a very good skill. Okay, then we have Distant Counter Echo, of course, the new Echo skill from the new Attuned Hector. Looks like only melee types and dragons or beasts are included in that, so that is very good. No movement type restrictions, just all melee types pretty much, which is what you would expect from Distant Counter Echo. And then Lookout Force, which is basically Shadow Shift, except doing swap instead of reposition. So it looks like this one, all movement types can get it. Actually, who is able to use this here? So swords, bows, tomes, dragons, and beasts can't use it. And staff units can't use it either. So who can use it then? Am I missing something? Isn't that like every weapon type? So sword, lance, axe, bows, daggers, tomes. No, okay, daggers can use it. This is only for daggers. What the hell? Way to kill a possibly good skill. This would have been a great skill if it wasn't dagger locked. Alright, so it gives you Canto 2, and then it gives you, like, Foul Play Light after combat, which is pretty good. And then I think it nullifies the enemy's speed and defense bonuses, or something like that. It's doing other effects, too. Yeah, this would have been a great skill if it was available. Only daggers, though? Ooh, that's kind of sus. Alright, that's very unfortunate for that skill, but... Okay, there we go for the inheritances. Oh, now check this out. This is crazy. So now we can upgrade the safety fence to level 2. And now it works on turn 2. Turn 1 and turn 2, you get the safety fence. That is nuts. Like, defense is just dead again. We barely were inching our way towards defense being good, and now it's just dead again. 2 turns of safety fence? Come on. Hit and run could not possibly get any easier, man. They're just making it way too easy. And now we have, of course, the calling circle. So a reinforcement appears on turn 3 and gets an extra action once per turn if a mythic hero with raiding party call is in your raiding party. So see the edit raiding parties help menu for more details. Okay, so basically we saw how this works. You apply it to your offensive structures, and then on turn 3 you're able to summon an ally that you put in the reinforcement slot. In the video, they used Brave Felix, of course, and on that turn, you're going to get an extra action as well. So, basically, Felix ended up with 4 actions, which is pretty dumb. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of shenanigans with this thing. Not looking forward to seeing how people abuse the hell out of this. Okay, and this is to give us a bit of information on how that works. So, regarding the reinforcement slot and lift acquisition, heroes set in reinforcement slots will not affect lift gain. When a bonus mythic hero is set in the reinforcement slot, that mythic hero's insurance effect will not be used up, or will not be used upon a failed offense or a failed defense. The defeat of a reinforcement will count toward the number of defeated units and will affect lift gain when on the offensive, and lift loss when on the defensive. And the following are distinctions for when a mythic hero is set in the reinforcement slot and a mythic hero is set in a normal or special slot. So, mythic heroes set in normal or special slot will gain or grant a mythic effect to heroes with the same blessings in the raiding party. Mythic heroes set in a normal or special slot will not grant a mythic effect to mythic heroes in the raiding party. However, when a mythic hero is set to the reinforcement slot, the mythic effect is granted to that mythic hero. And also, a mythic hero set in the reinforcement slot cannot grant a mythic effect to other heroes in the raiding party. So, the reinforcement slot seems like just an extension of the bonus slot, like the extra slot 6 or slot 7 for defense, with a little bit more caveats behind it. And also, the unit doesn't show up on the map until turn 3. So, yeah, there we go for that. I'll wait till the actual update hits so we can mess around with the structure and play test it a little bit more. Okay, do we have the stats? Hopefully we do. Okay, okay, we have stats here. Ree is the one posting them. Interesting. What happened to Gengar and Tsukasa? Oh, also we have Baldur's weapon now as well. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know what happened. What the hell happened to Gengar and Tsukasa? Did they fall asleep on the job? All right, we'll go ahead and take a look at this over here. We'll take a look at Baldur's weapon. So, Sun Sword. Stats are 44 HP, 68 attack, 53 speed, 33 defense, and 31 res. So we got a God Sword here, basically. But a flying type God Sword. So, weapon is 16 might, -1 special trigger, neutralize, effective against flying. After start of turn effects trigger on enemy phase, converts bonuses on the closest foes and foes in 2 spaces of those foes into penalties. That's pretty interesting. Does that count as panic? Wouldn't it say that's panic if that counts as panic? Huh. I mean, I think that's panic, but I feel like that could be something else. I don't know. Basically, you're flipping their bonuses into penalties. Okay, also, if unit initiates combat or is in 2 spaces of an ally, grants a bonus to all stats, equal to the number of foes in 3 columns of 3 rows, centered on unit times 3 plus 5, with a max of 14. Grants special cooldown charge plus 1 per attack. Deals damage equal to 20% of unit speed, excluding on AoEs. And reduce damage from foes' attacks by X during combat. If the foe is red, green, or colorless, X is 50% of unit speed. Otherwise, X is 20% of unit speed. So red, green, or colorless. So basically, as long as the enemy is not blue, she's got 50% of her speed as DR, non-pierceable DR. That's a lot. And also, when the foe's attack triggers their special, she gets that again. So the Excel double stacking of non-pierceable DR. That is a lot of DR, man. Her speed is already over 50 here. She's got 53 speed. That's, what is that, like 26 points of non-pierceable DR? That is ludicrous, dude. Okay, also, if unit initiates combat, applies Divine Vein Flame on 5 spaces in a line centered on foe space and on the 5 spaces behind those foes. So she gets Divine Vein Flame as well. Pretty good. She seems really good. Both of them do, her and Hoder. And we don't even know what their preference passive is going to do yet either, so that's crazy. Alright, so here we go with the stats, and Boons and Banes are included, so I don't have to actually do that myself. Okay, so let's also get the calculator here. Oh, actually, we don't even need to do that. Ree holding it down. He's got the BSTs and everything. Okay, so starting off with Rune here. We got 37 HP with a Super Bane, 47 attack, 35 speed, 21 defense, and 48 res with the Super Boon, and 188 BST overall. So the Super Boon on res is very good, obviously, because he has Ploy and Times Pulse 4 built into his C skill. So you're going to want him to be able to have high res to ploy the enemies. Honestly, I'm not very impressed by this guy's kit. He doesn't seem like a particularly great unit. He just seems like an okay supporter. And that's not really going to cut it. Compared to previous free-to-play book heroes like Regan and Peony and also Ash, I think this guy is on the lower end of the spectrum. He's not very good. Okay, then we have Aether over here. So BST of 205. Unfortunately, he didn't get 206. Because then he would have been able to score in the same bin as Marnie. So, yeah, he's just not going to score that great, unfortunately. Okay, 47 attack with the, or 47 HP with the Super Boon, 48 attack with the Super Boon, 21 speed, 46 defense with a Super Boon, and 43 res with a Super Boon. Every single Super Boon he could want, he's got. So, I guess at least there's that much. And he's an Axe Armor, so you can give him Pajazzi's weapon. He's not terrible. I mean, he's pretty good. Like, look at these defenses. Look at his HP. Look at his attack. He's very min-maxed. He could probably work out, like, for sure. You can definitely get this guy to work. Who is he going to score in the same bin as? I think Panette. Yeah, because Panette's got a preference weapon and also in the 205 bin. This guy does not have a preference weapon, so I think he scores either in the same bin as Panette or one bin below that. So he seems pretty good, though. His stat line is really good, actually. Like, you could definitely use this guy. Okay, then we have Oswin over here. So, again, 205 BST, not 206, which is an RIP. So we got here 51 HP with a Super Boon, 47 attack with a Super Boon. We got 31 speed, 49 defense with a Super Boon, and 27 res with a Super Boon. Unfortunately, not quite as good as Aether, where this guy's res is really nice. Oswin's got a lot of needless points in speed, which sucks. He does have good HP, though. That's, like, what, 4 points higher, which maybe that could be relevant. But overall, between these two, I think Aether is the better of the two. But then, of course, Oswin is a Lance type. So different weapon. If you want to go for a different weapon kind of build, then go for Oswin maybe. Alright, then of course we have Attuned Hector, who I would say is the best unit on the banner by a mile. So 207 BST, of course. He jumps into the 210 bin with any boon that he's got. So 48 HP, 49 attack with a super boon, 17 speed with a super bane, 48 defense, and then 45 res with a super bane. I gotta admit, I think this guy is possibly the best. Let me choose my words correctly here. I think he's the best far save armor. I think he could possibly just be better than Fiorm, but you gotta give him Shield Fighter, and the reason why is because on the enemy's turn, he's setting up the stone tiles for Aether Raids defense. Then he's also giving Bulwark, which is crazy. He's giving defense and res up 6. Like, the support that this guy is giving is really good. And what sort of unit is going to break through him? I mean, Fiorm, the weakness to Ice Tribe Fiorm is that her defense is pretty bad. Well, not pretty bad. Her defense is workable, but her defense is not 48. And a lot of the units that threaten that Fiorm are all, like, bow-type units. So, Brave Bernadetta, Fogato, and also Ninja Lucina, all those units break through Fiorm. Because on their 4th attack that beats Shield Fighter, she doesn't have enough defense to work with. This guy's got a lot of defense, and he's going to have stone tiles up. So, I think he might just be better than Ice Tribe Fiorm at far save. He's obviously going to be a really good near save. So, yeah, he's just really good. I have no complaints whatsoever with this guy. I think he's definitely awesome. However, also keep in mind Christmas and New Year are coming up, and those banners are typically really busted. So, you may want to hang on to your orbs, at least until we see what's going to happen over there. Alright, then of course Vaida, who we looked at a little bit, but here are her stats again. 40 HP with a Super Bane, 47 attack, 37 speed, 47 defense with a Super Boon, and then 23 res. So, yeah, Wyvern Rift on her, absolutely. Seems like the way to go. And then finally, Layla over here, 193 BST overall. So, 40 HP with a Super Bane, 45 attack, 48 speed with a Super Boon, 27 defense with a Super Boon, and then 33 res. So, she seems okay. She would have been a lot better, I think, if not for the fact that units like King Freyr and Micaiah exist that can just take away undefended. So, she's not really... If she's not able to set up undefended, I don't think she's really going to be that impactful, unfortunately. And she does have a rearmed dagger, which has the new rearmed effect, where you're getting the true damage on your AoE, and you're getting like a lot more stats than previously, and all that good stuff. But compared to the other ones, it's a little bit lackluster. They really shortchanged this dagger by comparison to the green tome and the red tome, and also Pajazzi's axe. So there you guys go. That's going to wrap us up for everything in this data mine. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section so far on Book 9 and the artwork and all that good stuff. This is your boy Tacho signing out. So take care, fellas, and I'll catch y'all again on the flip side.